Hey guys, and welcome to the channel. Today I decided to do a review on the Mayflower tire machine and balancer. It's been 3 years since I had this and wanted to go over it and tell you how it's been throughout the years. I have probably reached hundreds of tires by now. I don't run a business per se as far as mounting and dismounting tires. It's primarily for my track cars and my friends. Whenever we have tires and wheels that we need to get balanced, mounted, this is the machine we use. Now, the overall condition after 3 years, it has been taken care of, not abused, and as you could see, still looks nice. Powder coating on it, still like it was in the first day. Nothing really has gone bad. When I say really, the only issue that I've had, maybe some adjustments made in here. That's sometimes I have to open this cover, and I'll show you right now. There's just literally a bolt that needs to be tightened over there, and I'm sure there's videos on that. Nothing really bad. The duck heads have to be changed, the plastic guards every now and then. This is the helper arm that I really didn't get to do an in-depth review on, but it is a definite buy as far as if you're mounting low profile tires on performance cars. It is really hard to do it without it. And the way this operates, I will go through it. We're mounting not a low profile tire, but we're doing a 20-inch SUV tire today. This over here is the balancer. This has been dream as well, no problems at all. I will show you the whole machine here. No rusting issues. It's been in really good shape. So what we're going to be working on today is this Volkswagen Touareg TDI. We're going to be, as you can see, we already did one tire here, and we're going to do the other one over here that I just took off, and we're going to mount it. So let me put the camera down and I'll try to explain while I'm doing it. Just as a disclaimer, again, I am not a professional, so I know a lot of you guys gave me a lot of tips and advice, and I thank you. I've been using those. Sometimes I forget myself how to do this because I don't do it every day. I'd probably do it, sometimes months go by when I use this thing. So a little bit rusty, but we'll go together and put a tire and show you from beginning to start. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is, of course, remove the air out of the tire. And what I have here is a tool that I use. I put a little rubber hose so I don't lose it. I explained this in my last video, but it's a little opener for the valve stem. So in case you guys don't know, you're new to this, just going through it so you could see. Alright. What you need to have is some good lubricant. They come in different shapes and form. This is a paste that I use. Bucket off Amazon. It's been great. Lasts quite a while. It depends on how many you do, but I've got quite a bit of use out of it so far, and it's still, I want to say, half full. So overall, it's been great value for your money. The cylinders of the table with bigger wheels, your table spins, and you want it to kind of have room over here, otherwise the wheel will hit the cylinders. So just make sure it's in a position where you have room. This is a bigger wheel, so space is a little bit tight, but with smaller wheels it's not an issue. I also like to lubricate the tire when I take it off. Don't know if it does something, if it doesn't, but some people were commenting that it's better to lubricated, I'm guessing when it starts breaking the bead and the inside lip goes in, it slides a little better. So once the air is out, what you want to do, there's a backing plate over here. You want to make sure that your rim is there. And when you're taking this off, be cautious of the valve stem, because a lot of these cars have TPMS sensors, and if you get the valve stem snagged with the arm, you might damage it. So I like to stay away from the valve stem when I'm doing this, and usually only takes about a couple spots for it to break. You'll hear a pop whenever it goes. There you go. So as you can see, I'll go over the compressor part as well. A lot of you have that questions. I've since replaced my compressor. About the same type of compressor, nothing special. It's just, you know, it's a matter of waiting for the compressor to actually work if you get a smaller CFM one. So now the bead's broken on the front. We want to break the bead on the rear as well. The rear, it's a little bit tighter. I had that problem with the other one. As you can see, if I had a stronger compressor, it'd probably break it a lot faster. There you go. So that broke over there. And we are going to break it on the other side, opposite side. There we go. So now as you can see, we have access to this lip, and that's what we want. I'm going to shut this off for a second so we can hear each other. So now what we want to do is put this on the table, and I'll show you in a second here. I'm going to try to remove the camera a little bit so you can get a better view of what we're doing here. All right. So what we want to accomplish, there are some, I'm going to try to move them slightly, some claws that you operate that go in and out. And what we're trying to do is get the claws in the actual metal part of the rim. Now, once you got two of them in there, what I usually do is push on the rim itself. Since this is an SUV tire, it's pretty squishy, so the other two over here and here catches the rim pretty easily once I push down. We're gonna go ahead and secure this rim now. Oops, wrong one. And as you can see, that is secured, and that's what you want. That is secured, and those two are secured as well. So once it's secure, you have three pedals over here. One for rotating the table, and it goes in both directions. Oops. The other one is to release the clamps, which I'm not doing, and this one is for the bead breaker. I'm going to go ahead and put this camera down, and I will show you a better angle on how we're going to do this, since I can't do this one-handed. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and mount, or dismount this tire and mount the other wheel. So again, lubrication is key. I'm going to try to move this a little quicker so you guys don't get bored, because I know a lot of you guys just want review on the machine and how it works, so we're going to try to speed things up here. So I want to lock that in, and what you want now is to use a pry bar. I actually have two of them. Once I find it, I have one that's a little shorter and one that's a little longer, so both of them are needed in order to get this job done. Now, this is a squishy tire, again, and it's easy to work with, but if, let's say you had a hard tire to work with, this is where the help comes in. Push that down, and obviously it got the job done. Now over here, again, usually what you would do is push really hard, and I could do this, but why force myself when I got my helper arm? So once I got it a little bit worked out, pull it back up, let the machine do its work now. Lift up the tire, get the so once that's off, this goes down again. This is a, you know, somewhat of a big tire, so it's a little hard to release. Once it goes out, you're done. I'm gonna put the new tire in. Now you want to make sure, of course, that if you have a directional tire, that you look at your direction and make sure that it's where it needs to go. Removing these labels off of here. In my case, it is not a directional tire. And what we're going to do is lubricate these very well, and it's what it's usually end up doing is lubricating them front and back. I'm just putting this to show you. So make sure you get it really well over here. I usually get it on the inside lip over here too while I'm doing this side. Flip it and do the other side. I'm going to do that really quick on the floor. It's a lot easier. Make sure that you use plenty of lube. Don't be stingy, because if you're stingy, it's going to make it a lot worse. And harder, obviously. You could always buy a lube. Tires, if you mess one up, and I will tell you, I have messed up some tires that were tight to fit. And I realized that it was because I got stingy on the lube. So make sure you put plenty of lube on the tires. Alright, so once you have determined, and I like to put this yellow dot where the valve stem is, that's a balancing. This is going to be a little tricky here for me to put this tire in, just because it is a larger size, and as you can see with larger tires, machine is a little bit hard to work with, but not impossible. So just because it's a 275 chunky tire, I like to get the valve stem around 9 o'clock or so. And over here, I like to push down manually till I pop in at least a little bit of it, so it could be a little bit stable. Over here, the valve stem is a little bit after it. Lock it in place. Now, a lot of you have asked me in the previous video about my tool. Roller tool, wheel broke over here, so I had to fabricate something. But the way this goes, it would go in here, and you push down while you roll the tire. Now, you should hold it down with something over here, and this is where this tool comes handy. It's like a third arm. So just put a little bit of pressure here while I'm holding down with this, and I'll show you how this will fit in very easily. So when it gets about there, lift it up, boom, and then you're done. Now the only thing to do, release it. Make sure you release the clamps as well. I'm not going to get this on video. Air it up. Usually I do about 5 psi depending how fast you are over. Put the valve stem back in, and then we'll move on to the balancer. So we're going to go to the balancer and show you how that works. Alright, so balancing the tire. Obviously the machine is powered. You have different type cones. What you want to make sure is take these cones off, and depending on the wheel, you want it to fit in the hole but now not go past it. So this would be a perfect fit. Take the center cap off. Move the camera down for a second while I put this wheel on. Make sure cone goes forward. Then you have this center locking. What I usually do is put this has detach itself, but you could detach it and have different if you don't need this bulky one. There's different one that comes with it. This ring is a little slimmer one if you need it. So I'm going to put this down and mount this, and I'll show you, not really a trick, but how this goes here. Alright, so while you're spinning this, if you spin the wheel backwards, let's do that. Catch on right away. There we go. It will tighten. Of course, this is rubber over here, so it's not going to damage your wheel. I'm going to take this from the beginning, even though I did some. So over here is your offset. This little thing goes over here and it tells me that I have a 20. So what you want to do, the first thing over here, trying to focus on that, 20. So the distance is set at 20. This is the width of the rim. Focus, focus. And as in my previous video, this tool measures the width. Of course, I'm not exactly on it because I'm trying to do this one-handed, but it's a 10-inch wide. And obviously the diameter of the rim is the next one, which is a 20. Now, in order not to strain the motor, give it a couple spins manually and start it. Now, I forgot to take the weights off of this. You're going to see how it is balanced with the weights but a new tire, so it's going to be way off, but it will give you an idea of what we need to do here. So it's actually not that bad. So it tells me that I need 50 ounces on one side and 75 on the other. And what it means, you spin this, I don't have it on audio, but you can make it beep when it's at the right point. So you would spin it until everything flashes on one side. There you go. Now use this as a point of reference over here, and you want to put on the inside, you would put 50, and on the outside over here, when you spin this, and again whenever it flashes, or not flashes, I'm sorry, everything lights up, that's the inside, which is the outside of the rim. I'm sorry, the outside, which is the outside of the rim. So it would go obviously on the inside over here. So what I'm going to do now is take these weights off, put this down for a second. I'm going to take these weights off and see what we have going on without these weights. Sometimes it's worse, sometimes it's better. You can already see that this wheel has a lot of weights, so I am banking on it's going to be much worse. Let's take a look and see. Start. And the answer is not bad at all. 150, 1 ounce, 50 on one side. Let's put those on and see where we go from there. So we went ahead and put our 150. And again, you want to put it in this direction on the other side, because that's what it was called for. So we're gonna spin it and see what we got now. And you repeat the process until it's zeroed out. Right now we have another 50 on the same side. So let's take a look and see where this is at. Is it in the same vicinity or somewhere else? Looks like it's right smack where I placed the other ones. So I am going to take another 50. I don't know if this is something that everyone does, but I've seen it before. The rim obviously has some issues. I'm going to place another 50 right on top of the weights I just put on there. And see what happens. So we're going to give it another spin. You can see the rim has a little bit of wobble to it. And there we go. 0, 0. And that is how you balance a rim. Hope this video was helpful for those of you that are watching. Again, this was trying to make it as short as possible. Compressor. So what do I have is a Cobalt compressor from Lowe's. Here are the specs on it. It's been working pretty well. I like this one because it gives me tool pressure and tank pressure, and I believe it has a, I want to say 3-year warranty on it. Yep, 3-year warranty. So it was pretty enticing to see that. If you guys have any questions, please comment below. As I said, this Mayflower machine works wonders, so don't hesitate in buying it. Thank you.